right. So getting comfortable, and then you can let your hands just rest on your thighs or in your lap. For me, for my hips, it's necessary for me to sit on like a cushion or a block. So I invite you to do that. Whatever you need to be comfortable, okay? And then let's go ahead and close the eyes, or you can soften the gaze. And let's bring awareness back to the breath again. And as we begin to breathe, I'm going to have us first come to structural breath. So on the inhale, imagine you have a balloon in your ribs, and as you inhale, that ribs expand out all around, and you'll notice that then the ribs rise up off the hips or off the waist. We're just kind of getting that inhale. And then the exhale will be drawing the belly in, that lower belly in towards the spine, and letting that breath come out, be pushed out from bottom up. So inhale, expand out. Exhale, belly draws in. Let's practice this for a little bit. And throughout our practice, I'm going to have us using either, if you have a sankalpa, or just with using the words, I deserve love and kindness. And so on each exhale, repeating in your mind your sankalpa or I deserve love and kindness. Good. And then we'll start to let that structural breath go. And on the next inhale, let's first bring our hands to the heart. And on the first inhale, we're going to open the arms up, opening the chest up. And then exhale, we're going to bring the hands back to the heart. We're switching which hand comes to the heart each time. We'll do that again. Now, as we're exhaling, we're going to come back to that either sankalpa or I deserve love and kindness. It's almost like you're drawing it in with the hands. This time, let the arms come up a little higher. Your sankalpa or I deserve love and kindness. We'll keep bringing the arms up a little more. Just moving with your breath. Might be faster, slower than mine, that's fine. But the next time that the arms come up, we're going to stay here, breathing here. Let's come back to that structural breath. As you inhale, the ribs expanding out and up. Exhale, belly draws in. There's a little softening. So you might notice, inhale, the spine kind of lengthens. And exhale, relaxes back down a little. So let's do one more. All right, let's inhale. And then on the exhale, let's come over to the right. Let's come into a side bend. Let's breathe here. So really breathing into that left side body, almost like you're breathing from the hip all the way up to those right fingertips. And on that exhale, repeating your mantra. Good, one more breath. Nice. And then we'll inhale, let's come up to center, and then let's exhale, come over to the other side. And same thing, breathing here into the right side body, from the right hip all the way up to the fingertips. On that exhale, repeating your sankalpa in your mind, or I deserve love and kindness. One more breath. Nice. Let's inhale the arms up, and let's take a little twist. First twist here. Let's pause here. Breathe. Notice just the little subtle movements that the breath makes in the body here with a twist. Good. Let's inhale the arms up, and then we'll come over to the other side. Breathing here. Good. Inhaling the arms up, and then we'll exhale the arms down. Nice. Take a moment to pause. Just notice how the upper body feels, the mind feels. And then on the next inhale, we're going to bring the chin up towards the sky. Exhale the chin towards the chest. So just a free breath, letting the movement follow the breath. And just being aware and noticing the sensations in the body with this movement. And we'll do one more. Let's come back to center. And then we'll inhale, look over one shoulder, and exhale over the other. Kind of side to side. Smooth breath. Try and make the movement follow that breath. And notice sensations in the body here with this movement. Good. One more time each side. And we'll gently come back to center. Let's go ahead and bring one ear to one shoulder. Let's take a breath in. On the exhale, bringing the chin forward, and then inhale over to the other shoulder. So we'll just do a few half head circles. Again, moving with the breath. Notice just being aware, noticing sensations. Trying to let go of stories or judgment. Just being present to the breath and what you're noticing in the body. Good. As we come over to this next shoulder, we're going to pause here. And then the opposite arm and hand, we're going to reach down towards the floor. So you might feel a little more sensation here. Good. And then we'll release. Let's let that chin come forward again and come over to the other shoulder. And then we'll reach again that opposite hand down towards the mat, the floor, breathing into those sensations. Good. And then we'll go ahead and release. Let the chin come forward again. Let's inhale the head up. Nice. Let's come to the shoulders. So we'll inhale the shoulders up, exhaling them down. Making some circles, first going back. Maybe noticing just not only the shoulders, but movement in the upper chest, upper back. Good, and then we'll reverse and we'll go the other direction. Notice if you're clenching the jaw or the tongue, can you just relax them? Good. We'll relax the shoulders, and we'll bring the hands to the shoulders, and we'll start to circle the elbows. So inhale the elbows together, exhaling them away from each other. Inhale up, exhale down. With this movement, where can you feel little subtle sensations in other parts of the body just by making this movement? Good, then we'll reverse and go the other direction. Nice. One more. Good. Relax the arms down. Then we're going to keep the hands on thighs, or you can even hold on to the knees. We're just going to start to circle the upper body, just around the hips, around those sits bones. You get to decide how big the circle is. You make a bigger circle or a smaller circle. Might move the ribs, upper chest, upper back. Continuing to breathe. And then we'll reverse and go the other direction. Just noticing sensations, just exploring the body. Good. We'll gently come back to center, and we'll just do a little kind of modified cat and cow. On the inhale, we'll start to draw the shoulder blades together, kind of drawing the heart through, maybe gaze up a little bit, and then exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin in towards the chest. So we'll do that several times, moving with your breath. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. So let's do one more. Good. And then we'll come back to center again. Let's inhale the arms up. And then on the exhale, we're going to fold forward, drawing the belly in, start to come forward, just releasing the crown of the head. Wherever you're at's fine. And feeling the lungs expand into the back. So as we're folding forward, it's harder to expand the lungs in the front. So expanding them in the back, just noticing the sensations. Good. Then we'll gently come back up, walking those hands back towards the shins. And let's take a moment just to pause again. Notice the breath. Just be aware of sensations in the body, jaw, the shoulders, the ribs, the hips. Good. Awesome. So from here, we're going to come on to the hands and knees. You can feel free. If you have a blanket, you need a little extra padding. You can put the blanket underneath the knees. Good. So on the inhale, we're going to start to draw the shoulder blades together, gaze forward. So it's a little bit like the upper chest is kind of like a little mini cobra. And on the exhale, we're going to shift the hips back to child's pose. So we'll move with the breath. Let's inhale up. And then on the exhale, as you draw the hips back, repeating in your mind your sankalpa, or I deserve love and kindness. Letting that breath guide the movement. Bringing those words into the mind for the mind to focus on. Good. The next time that we come forward, On that inhale, we're going to extend the right arm and the left leg. And then on the exhale, we'll gently release, coming back down. Continuing to repeat that sankalpa. Inhaling up. Pause at the top. And gently come down. I deserve love and kindness in the mind. Letting the arm and the leg move together. Good. The next time that we extend that right arm and left leg, we're going to pause here at the top. As you inhale, feeling the expansion, the lengthening out from to the fingers and toes. Exhale, a little softening. Continue to repeat your mantra. Good. One more inhale. And then exhale, release, coming back down to child's pose. And then we'll inhale, rise up. This time, holding the left arm and the right leg out. Breathing here. Repeating that mantra on the exhale. Nice smooth breath. One more. And then exhale, release. Coming back down. Good. We're going to do one more on each side. So we'll inhale, expand that right arm and left leg out. And on the exhale, we're going to draw the elbow and knee towards each other. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, drawing in. So let's do that 2 more times. Good. We'll inhale out. And then exhale, coming back down to child's pose again. One last time, let's rise up. Expanding that left arm and right leg. Drawing the elbow and knee towards each other. Expand out on the inhale. I often think this is a great metaphor for life. Sometimes we need to come inward. And sometimes we need to expand and open up. Good. And then exhale, release. Coming back down to the mat. Let's pause here, take a breath. And then we'll start to walk the hands back towards the knees. Good. So we're just going to do a little stretch for the feet. If you have a block, for some, depending on how this feels, a block can be helpful. So we're going to tuck the toes under and we're going to sit back. So some of us might be able to sit back like this. If that's a little too much. I have found that bringing the block, you get to decide what height, kind of under the knees can be helpful. All right. So whatever variation is helpful for you. We're going to inhale the arms out, and then let's bring the right arm underneath the left. And actually, we're just going to bring our hands to the shoulders today. It's kind of like a self-hug here. Take a few breaths. And then we'll inhale the arms out. And let's go ahead and bring the left arm underneath the right and coming back, crossing those hands on opposite shoulders, breathing here. See if you can keep that exhale long, even though you might be feeling it in the feet. One more breath. Good. Let's inhale the arms out. And release the arms down. Let's go ahead and release, letting the tops of the feet come to the mat. So Again, so where a block can come handy. If it's uncomfortable to come back down, you can use a block to kind of support yourself up a little bit. So wherever you're at, just take a moment just to breathe here. Pause and breathe. And again, on that exhale, coming back to either your sankalpa or I deserve love and kindness. And slowing that breath down. Good. Awesome. All right. We're going to come onto the knees. And knees about hip width apart. Good. All right. So on the first inhale, let's inhale the arms up. On the exhale, we're going to bring that right arm behind us. We're going to come down to the mat, kind of into child's pose, forehead towards the floor. Inhale, rising up. You can follow the gaze, the hand with your gaze. On the exhale, let's bring the left hand behind us. We're going to gaze to the left. Inhale, rise up. We're just going to do this a couple more times each side, following your breath rate. Okay, coming to that left. Good. One more to each side. Nice. Nice. Smooth breath, smooth movement. Good. On the next exhale, we're going to bring both hands behind us and bring that forehead towards the mat. It's okay if it doesn't quite touch. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, belly draws in. Come forward. Good. This time we'll inhale up and then we'll just let the arms come down to the side. Good. Let's take a pause, take a breath. Come back to your sankalpa, back to I deserve love and kindness. Good. All right. I'm going to do a little bit of a modified or kind of like a knee side angle pose. So I'm going to have everyone have a block. If you don't have a block, if you have like a water bottle or a stack of books, we're going to first let the right leg come out to the side so that the foot's kind of parallel to the short end of the mat. Then you're going to take your block. You get to decide what height you want it at. We'll bring our left hand on that block and then the right arm's going to extend out. So you have a nice diagonal all the way up from the foot to the fingertips. And imagine that you're breathing all the way up. That exhale, repeating your mantra. Good, one more. Good, let's inhale back up. And we're just going to bring that right hand to rest on the thigh and bringing the left arm up and over. So now there's a side bend on this side. As you're breathing, imagine that you're almost like, inhale, it kind of lengthens that arm a little bit, kind of like a balloon, kind of blowing up the arm. And then exhale, a little softening. Coming back to that mantra. Good, one more breath in. And then we'll exhale, release. Let's come back just onto both knees. Take a moment to pause. Notice the difference here between the right ribs, the left ribs, the right hips, the left hips, right palms, left palms. Good. And then we'll come to the other side. So we'll move that block over. We'll extend the left leg out and start to lengthen that left arm. So you have a nice diagonal here. Breathing up that whole left side of the body. And back to your mantra on the exhale. Good. One more breath in. And then we'll exhale, release, rise up, and come over to the other side. So let that left hand just rest on the thigh as we bring the right arm up. Breathing here. All the way, inhaling up the arm. Back to that mantra on the exhale. Good. One more breath. And then we'll exhale, release. Awesome. Take a moment just to pause again and with both knees on the mat. Notice again the right side of the neck, left side of the neck, right thigh, left thigh, right forearm, left forearm. Good. Nice. All right. So from here, we're going to stand up. We're going to come onto our feet. Good. So let's start in mountain pose. So feet about hip width apart. Take a moment to move forward and back, side to side, just really noticing how the body feels upright. Good. Let's bring the hands back to the heart, just remembering which hand's on the heart. And on the inhale, we're going to open up the arms, kind of shift the weight forward. Exhale, switch which hand comes back to the heart. Good. On that exhale, we're going to be repeating that mantra in the mind. It's almost like you're drawing the energy of that mantra in towards the heart. Let's bring the arms up a little higher. Maybe you start to lift the heels off the mat on that inhale. Keep bringing the arms up higher, kind of like arms on a clock. Repeating that mantra on the exhale. Good. This time as we rise up, we're going to stay here. You can stay on those toes or you can bring the feet down, whatever you'd like to do. Breathing here, coming back to that structural breath. Inhale, the ribs expand out and up. Exhale, the belly draws in, a little softening. Let's do 2 more breaths. And then we'll exhale, release, bring the hands back down to the heart. Good. Let's pause, take a breath here. Nice. Good. Let's go ahead from here. We're going to come to the front of the mat and we're going to let's step the left foot back first. So right foot forward, left foot back, turning those toes out slightly. Kind of face you guys a little bit, kind of diagonally here. We're going to do the same thing with the hands. So we're coming into warrior 1 on the inhale. We're going to open up. On that exhale, drawing the opposite hand to the heart, repeating your mantra. We'll do this 3 more times, bringing the hands up a little higher each time. And this time as the arms come up, we're going to stay here in our warrior 1. So making sure that knee and ankle are in the line. If your knee is over the ankle, you might have to lengthen your legs out a little bit. Coming back to structural breath. Inhale, the ribs expanding out and up. Exhale, belly draws in. Repeating that mantra. Good. On the next exhale, we're going to bring the shoulder blades together, coming into cactus arms, chin towards the chest. Inhale up slightly. Exhale back in. A little opening here in the chest. Good. One more. Then we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. And we're going to stay here. We're not going to fold forward. Just going to bring the arms down like they're kind of trying to reach the floor, opening the chest. And so breathing here. You might notice kind of a little bit of sensation up the that left thigh. So breathing into that. Opening the front body on that left side. Good. One more breath. Now on the next inhale, we'll bring the arms back up. And then we'll exhale, release the arms and the legs. Good. If you want, you can grab a block. So you kind of have a block in front of you. We're going to keep the right hand on the hip. Inhale, lengthening the left arm up. You can also do cactus arms with this. Exhale, draw the belly in. We're going to come forward a little bit, maybe about halfway. Inhale up. And you can come cactus arms. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, rise up. So you got 2 more times. You get to decide for how far down you go. This next time, we're going to stay here in our forward fold. So you can, the hands can rest on the shin. They can rest on a block, or you might come to the floor. So wherever you're at's fine. So breathing here. Releasing the crown of the head, letting go. Good. And then we're going to keep the left hand either on a block or on the floor. The right hand is going to come to the lower back. And on the inhale, we're going to start to open to the right into a twist. Exhale, release, looking down. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, release. And then this next time, we're going to stay here in the twist. Breathing here. The hand can stay on the lower back, or if it feels appropriate for your body, you can lift the arm up. But if that feels like there's too much tension, just keep the hand on the lower back. Breathing here. Good. Let's exhale, release, coming forward again. Release the crown of the head. And then we're going to inhale, start to rise up. Pushing down through that front foot, coming up. Good. Let's step forward and shake out the legs a little. Let's take a moment here just to pause. Notice the difference in your sensation, the sensations between the left calf, the right calf, left hip, left palm, right palm. Good. All right, so we're going to do the other side. So let's go ahead and step the right foot back. Toes pointed out, the back toes kind of turned out. Bringing the hands to the heart again. On the inhale, we're going to open up. Exhale, so we draw the hands back towards the heart, switching which hands there, repeating your mantra in the exhale. Good. Let's do it 3 more times. And this time we're going to stay here in our warrior 1. Coming back to structural breath. Feeling those ribs expand out and up. Spine lengthens. Exhale, belly draws in. A little deeper. Repeating that mantra on the exhale. Good. On the next exhale, We'll bend those elbows, chin towards the chest. Inhale, come out slightly. Exhale, go back in. Keep repeating that mantra on the exhale. Good. Then let's interlace the hands behind the back, pulling those arms down, kind of drawing the shoulder blades together, opening the heart. Breathing here. Feeling the breath kind of come up the thigh, up to the chest and that right shoulder. Exhale, release. Letting go. 2 more breaths. Good. On the next inhale, let's rise the arms back up. And we'll exhale, release the arms down, straightening that front leg. Good. We'll grab that block again, or whatever you might have for your hands. Let's bring this time the left hand to the hip. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, belly draws in, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen and rise up. Exhale, come forward. Inhale up. And you can come into cactus arms. And on this next exhale, we're going to come all the way down into our forward fold over that front leg. You can bring your hands to block the shin, the floor. Wherever you're at's fine. Releasing the crown of the head. Breathing. Letting go on that exhale. Checking in with the jaw, the tongue. Wonderful. Let's bring that right hand to a block or the mat. Left hand's going to come to the lower back. We'll inhale, start to gaze to the left. Exhale, release. Looking down. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, release. And then this next time that we open up, we're going to stay here. Again, if you lengthen the arm on the last side, you might try it on this side. Or you just keep the hand on the lower back. Breathing. And exhale, let's release. Fold forward over that front leg again. Letting go with the exhale. Good. We'll inhale, start to lengthen and rise up. Nice. Then we'll step forward, shaking it out. Good. Let's take another pause here. Practicing that interoception, inner awareness, noticing the difference between the left hip, left foot, right hip, right foot, left shoulder, right shoulder. Good. All right, so from here, let's bring our hands to kind of our lower back area. We're going to inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale, draw the belly in, and we'll start to float forward, start to come forward into that forward fold, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen and rise up. Good. Let's doing that a few times. And this next time that we come forward, let's stay here. So you can let the upper body hang. You can hold on to opposite elbows. You can grab a block just to let the hands rest on the block. Really letting that, focusing on that exhale, letting go. Maybe even coming back to that mantra on the exhale. Good. One more breath. Then on the next inhale, let's lengthen the spine, rise up. Good. Nice. Awesome. All right. We're going to move into doing just a little bit with some balancing right now. let's bring the feet a little wider than hip distance apart. So we're going to be moving that with that opposite arm, opposite leg. So we'll start by kind of shifting the weight into the left leg. Imagine you have a string that's attached from the palm to the opposite knee. So as we shift the weight into that standing leg, we're going to inhale, left arm and right knee up. Pause at the top. Exhale, release, coming down. Good. Then we'll come over to the other side. We'll inhale up. Exhale down. So nice smooth movement. No need to rush. You can get that hand and that knee to move together. Following the breath. Good. The next time that we shift the weight into that left leg, we're going to stay here. Keeping that knee lifted. Feel free to bring that right arm up so both arms are up. Focusing on a point for balance. A little more of a challenge. You can lengthen that front leg, but you can keep the knee bent, either one. Breathing here. Two more breaths. Good. Let's exhale, release. We're going to shift that weight this time into that right leg, bringing that left knee and right arm up. Then we'll bring the left arm up, staying here. Nice full breaths. And lengthen that foot out again, that leg out. It's okay to wobble, okay to come out. Two more breaths. And exhale, release. Nice job, good. Shake it all out. Good. Nice. Take a moment to pause. Let's come back to the breath. Come back to your mantra. Just letting that breath settle. Good. Awesome. All right. We're going to move into Natarajasana or dancer pose. We're going to do it twice. So the first time, we're not going to go all out. So we're going to start by shifting the weight into that left leg again. We're going to bend the knee and holding either the outside of the foot or the inside of the foot. If you need a little help with balance, like feel free to kind of come close to a wall to help with that, okay? So we'll bend that knee. We're going to lengthen the left arm up. And we're going to stay here. So imagine that you're drawing that knee down towards the floor. So you feel a little bit of sensation here in that right thigh. So we're just going to stay here, breathing a few more breaths as you kind of lengthen the front of the right side of the body. Good. Let's exhale, release. Nice. We're going to come into the other leg. So bringing more weight in that right leg. Same thing by bending this time the left knee, holding on to the outside or the inside of the foot or ankle. Lengthening that right arm. And really kind of pulling that. Imagine you're pushing that knee down towards the floor. And breathing into that sensation. In the front of that left thigh, hip. Smooth breath, one more. Good, and let's release. Nice, shake it out a little. Good. Just wanted to kind of open this up first. So We'll go a little bit more into it. So I'm going to turn to the side here. The thing I want everyone to remember is this pose really helps to open the front of the body, okay? And what I see a lot in this pose is people wanting to feel like they're doing it big, and so then they bend at the hip. And as soon as you bend at the hip, you lose the functionality of this, that opening the front of the body, okay? So be mindful of that. Let's start to shift the weight into that left leg. We'll hold on, we'll bend the knee, the right knee, lengthening the left arm, pointing that knee down, and then you might start to push that foot into the hand into the foot, kind of starting to bring the knee back. Even if you just do a little bit, that's fine. Again, staying lifted. I don't want you guys to start to bend at the waist. Lifting up. Pushing foot into hand into foot. It's okay if you wobble. It's okay if you come out. Coming back to that breath. 2 more breaths. And release. Good. Shaking it out. All right. Cool. Good. I don't know about you, but I know it really does take untraining that mind to be like, oh, if I come forward, like I'm going more into the pose, but you're actually coming out of the pose. Let's shift that weight this time into that right leg. Bending the left knee. Holding onto the ankle, lengthening the right arm up. Breathing here. Starting to draw the knee back a little bit. Push the foot into the hand into the foot. Taking your time. Use the breath as you breathe into the sensations. You might notice slowly over time, there's a little more space. Three more breaths. Good. And then we'll slowly release. Letting go. Nice job. Shaking it out. Good. Take a moment just to pause again. Come back to the breath. Let the breath settle. Feel both feet on the floor. Letting the body and the nervous system just know, okay, we're not balancing anymore. We're safe. We're secure. Come back to your mantra. Nice. Good. All right, I'm going to have you face the long edge of your mat. And we're going to come to a little wider stance. So let's start first. Let's bring the left toes to face the short end of the mat. Bringing the hands to the heart again. On the next inhale, we're going to open the arms up and we're going to bend that front knee. Okay. On the exhale, drawing the hands back, repeating that mantra. Good. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, drawing in, repeating your mantra. 2 more. Good. This time we're going to stay here. So see how my knee is over my ankle? I'm going to widen my stance a little bit so that my knee and ankle are in a line. Relax the shoulders, gazing out over those front fingers. Let's come back to structural breath again. As you inhale, those ribs expanding out and up. Exhale, belly draws in. You might soften, you might deepen just a little. 2, 3 more. Making sure that knee is not rolling in. A little more weight in the pinky toe side of the foot. Good. 1 more breath. And then we'll exhale, release. Good. So let's keep Let's keep the left hand on the hip, right arm in cactus arm here. We're going to inhale, come into a side bend, come up and over. Exhale, belly draws in, coming back up. Inhale up and over to a side bend. Exhale, come back up. Good. This time as we come up and over, we'll stay in our side bend. Let's bring that right hand to the hip. We're going to gaze down at the foot. And then on the inhale, we'll start to open up the arm to the sky into a twist. Exhale, looking down. Do that a couple more times. You can let that left hand travel down a little bit further on the thigh. And then we're going to stay here in our side bend known as Trikonasana. You can bring that left hand down a little bit on your leg, but not starting to bend forward. We're going to open up, keep the chest open, nice side bend. See if you can do structural breath here. Can you expand the ribs out, both sides? Different sensation. Belly draws in on the exhale. Good. On the next inhale, let's rise back up. Nice. And release the arms down. Woo. Shaking it out. Let those toes face the long edge of the mat. Let's take a pause here. Notice the right shoulder, left shoulder. Right palm of the hand, left palm of the hand. Right thigh, left thigh. Good. Let's go ahead and come to the other side. So let's turn those right toes to face the short end of the mat. Hands to the heart. On that inhale, we'll open the arms up, bending that front knee. Exhale, drawing that mantra in towards the heart, repeating it in the mind. Doing that a few more times. Switching which hand comes to the heart. Good. This time, let's stay here. Again, adjusting your stance as needed. Make sure that knee is not rolling inward, relaxing the shoulders. Gazing out over those front fingers, coming back to structural breath. Ribs expand out and up. Belly draws in on the exhale. Two more breaths. Relax the jaw, the tongue. And then exhale, release. Lowering the arms, straighten that front leg. Good. This time we're going to keep the right hand on the hip. Left hand arm comes into cactus arm. We'll inhale, come up and over into that side bend. Exhale, belly draws in, coming back up. And two more times. And you can keep repeating that mantra on the exhale. Good, let's go ahead and stay in our side bend. The breath here. And then let's bring that left hand to the hip. We'll gaze down at the mat and inhale, opening the arm up, looking up, kind of that twist. Exhale, release. And let that right hand travel down the thigh a little bit. Good, let's stay here. And you can bring the hand down a little lower as you continue to make sure that you're in that side bend, not a forward fold. And again, see if you can come back to structural breath here. Relaxing the jaw, the tongue. You can gaze up, you can gaze to the side, you can gaze down at the floor. Good. On the next inhale, let's rise back up. Nice job. Relaxing the arms, facing the long end of the mat again, shaking it out. Good. Let's take a moment to pause. Notice the right cheek, left cheek, right side of the neck, left side of the neck, right ribs, left ribs, right foot, left foot. Good. Let's go ahead and we'll do a forward fold. Let's take a breath in. You can bring the arms up if you'd like. On the exhale, we'll start to fold forward, draw that belly in, coming all the way down, letting go. Feel free if your hands aren't quite on the mat, you can bring that block so the floor comes up to those hands. And releasing the crown of the head, letting go, focusing on that exhale. On each exhale, coming back to your mantra. Good. Let's gently rise up. Halfway, bring the hands to the hips and come all the way up. Awesome. Heel toe the feet together. Shaking it out. Let's come to the front of the mat. Let's take a moment to pause there. Come back to the breath. Come back to your mantra on the exhale. Good. Let's bring feet about hip width apart. Drain the toes out. Nice. Let's inhale the arms up. On the exhale, bring the hands down towards heart center. We'll start to bend those knees out. We're going to come into Malasana. So bringing the arms on the inside of those thighs. You might be up higher, you might be lower. You can always, if you're up a little higher, can use that block like a little support. A gentle support, not putting all of your weight onto it, still engaging those legs. Let's breathe here. Let's take about 5 breaths, trying to draw those shoulder blades together. Relax the jaw, the tongue, the shoulders. Focusing on the breath. Good. One more breath. Good. Let's come down all the way onto your mat. Finding your way there. Circle those ankles a little bit. Good. We're going to come onto our bellies. Let's bring those hands kind of underneath the shoulders. Let the forehead come to the mat. Tops of the feet on the mat. And on the inhale, we'll start to draw the shoulder blades together asymmetrically, pulling those hands back towards the hips as we bring the chest up. Exhale, release. Inhale, rising up, pushing down on those tops of those feet. Exhale, release. 2 more. Keeping that chin tucked so you have a nice long neck. Letting the upper body bring the chest up rather than those arms. Let's pause here. Let's breathe. Again, the effort's in the upper back, not the arms. 1 more breath. And then release. Come down. Good. Let's bring one cheek to either the mat or your hands. Just shake the hips a little side to side. Good. All right. Then we're going to go ahead. We're going to bend the knees. Bringing the forehead to the mat, arms by the side. And on the inhale, we're going to lift the chest and head up. Like we're going to like we're reaching back towards those ankles, but we're not going to hold on to the ankles. Exhale, release, lowering down. Inhale, reaching back. Good. Exhale, release. One more time. Let's stay here. So the shoulder blades are coming together, reaching back, breathing. Good. Exhale, release. Let's lower down. Let's bring the other cheek to the hands or to the mat. And you can just kind of shift the hips a little side to side. And we're going to do that one more time. So let's bend the knees. Arms by the side. We'll start to reach back. If it's available to you, you might grab those ankles. You might just stay here, or you might start to pull those feet into the hands and kind of lift up, coming a little bit more into bow pose. Any variation is fine. It's fine just to reach back. It's fine just to kind of sit there with the holding onto the ankles, breathing into those thighs, or lifting the thighs off the mat. One more breath. And then let's release. Good. Let's come back to the mat. Let's bring the forehead to the mat or onto your hands. Big toes together, heels apart. Breathing into the back. Good, and then whenever you're ready, we'll shift the hips up and back, and we'll come into child's pose. So knees can be together, or they can be apart. Good. Nice. From here, let's come onto the hands and knees again. We'll start to draw the shoulder blades together, gazing forward. And then on the exhale, we'll tuck the toes under, shifting the hips up and back into downward dog. Inhale, coming back down to the knees. Exhale, shifting up and back. You can always come into child's pose instead of downward dog. Let's do that one more time. So please listen to your body. Good, let's come into downward dog here, breathing here. Feel free to make little movements. If you would like, on the next inhale, you can start to roll forward, coming into a high plank, and then exhale, draw the belly back, the hips back into downward dog. You don't have to do this, just if you would like to. And again, you can also come down into child's pose to take a rest. If you're rolling forward, can you really get that movement to follow the breath nice and slow? Good, let's do one more. Let's come back into downward dog. Take another breath here. And then on the next inhale, we'll bring those knees back to the mat. Good. And let's shift back into child's pose one more time. We're drawing the hands back towards the knees. We're going to come up onto the knees. We're going to do one more, just opening in the chest, okay? So we're going to come into camel pose. I'm going to give different variations here, all right? Let's tuck the toes under. The hands can either be kind of that meaty part of the hand coming to the lower back, and the fingers can point down, Or if it's accessible to you, you can bring those hands up. All right. Either way, really pushing down, okay? A downward movement on that lower, on the kind of upper buttocks area. And then we'll start to draw the shoulder blades together. On the inhale, drawing the shoulder blades together, pushing down, rising up. So you might just do this, exhale, release. Just might be a gentle opening in the heart. It's accessible to your body. You might start to come back a little bit and then come forward. Again, please being mindful where your body's at. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, release. And then wherever you're at, we're just going to stay here, opening up. So maybe a little opening, might be a bigger opening. You might even bring the hands to the heels if that's accessible to you. Any of these is just fine. Opening that heart. Good. 2 more breaths. And then we'll start to come back up. And let's gently sit back onto the heels. Again, you can have that block. It's more comfortable to sit up a little higher here. So let's bring the hands on the thighs. Let's pause here and breathe. Letting everything settle. Good. Nice. All right. Let's come on to the back. And you might have a block just kind of somewhere where it's accessible. Okay. So we'll turn over onto the back. Let's first start by bringing the knees up towards the chest. We're going to bring the palms on top of the knees so that the fingers are pointing down towards the toes. On the inhale, we'll lengthen the arms. On the exhale, the belly draws in, bringing those knees towards the chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, drawing the knees back. Do that a few more times. Good. And we'll bring the arms out to the sides, palms facing down. I'm going to come into cactus arms because of my wall here. You know, that's also an option. We'll take a breath in. On the exhale, we'll start to draw the belly in and let the knees come over to the right about halfway. And you can always have your feet on the floor if that's better on your back. We'll inhale back to center. Exhale, coming over to the left. Inhale back to center, engaging that belly, just going side to side a couple more times. The next time the knees come over to the right, we're going to come into our twist. So letting the legs come over. If the legs don't, they don't come down to the mat, use a block to put underneath those legs to support them. And breathing here. The gaze can be up towards the sky. It can be the opposite direction the knees are facing. It can be the same way the knees are facing. Lengthening that exhale, coming back to your mantra. I will engage the belly, bring the knees back up to center, and then let those knees come over to the left. Again, please use that block for support if need be. Meeting the body where it's at, instead of trying to force the body to be where you would think it needs to be. Meeting it where it's at is an act of loving kindness. And play around with the gaze, come back to your mantra. Good. We'll engage the belly, bring the knees back up to center. And then we'll gently bring the feet down towards the mat. Let's pause here, take a breath. Notice sensations. Good. Let's bring the hands by the side and we'll come into a moving bridge pose. On the inhale, let's lift the hips up and the arms up overhead, moving together. And then exhale, release, lowering down. Good. Doing that a couple more times, moving with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Repeating that mantra in your mind as you lower down. 2 more. And this next time we're going to stay here, keeping the hips lifted. The arms can stay up overhead, or you can bring them down by the side. We've done a lot of opening in the heart, so you can also start to walk those shoulder blades together. Your hands are by the side. You can interlace the hands behind the back. Kind of play around with that, whatever is comfortable for you. Keep repeating that mantra on the exhale. Two more breaths. Now on your next exhale, we'll slowly lower the hips all the way down. Good. Let's go ahead and just let those knees move a little side to side. Good. I'm going to have everyone grab your block. We're going to lift the hips up again, place the block underneath kind of that upper buttocks, lower back area. You kind of find your sweet spot. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift one leg up and then the other, a supported inversion. The arms can be by the side. They can be up overhead. They can also reach up towards the feet, whatever you would like. Let's start to bring awareness to the breath and your mantra. So have that inhale happen. Breathe in through the nose. And then on that exhale, repeating your mantra in your mind to slow down the exhale. Your mind just focusing on that mantra. And we'll do a few more breaths. And we'll start to let go of the words, let go of consciously breathing. We'll gently bend one knee, let that foot come down to the mat, and then the other. Lift the hips up, let that block slide out from underneath the lower back, and letting that whole back come onto the mat. Just notice that sensation. Good. From here, we're going to let the soles of the feet come together, the knees come out to Supta Baddha Konasana. You can always put blocks underneath those thighs for a little more support. Let's place both hands on the belly, just above the navel. Just feel, as you inhale, feel the inhale push into the hands. And the exhale, the hands and the belly relax back towards the spine. And just starting to gently, consciously lengthen the exhale. Slow the exhale down. So it becomes longer than the inhale. No need to force it or create tension with it. Just letting that exhale slow down. And then we'll start to let go of the breath. And use your hands to help those knees come back to center. Let's lengthen the legs out on the mat. Let's reach the arms up overhead. Just getting a nice full body stretch. Good. And then we'll start to settle the body into our final pose of Shavasana. So the legs can be out in front. Let the feet come out to the side. If it's more comfortable to have your knees bent, you can bend the knees. Let the knees rest on each other. You might bring the feet out a little further than hip distance. And then the arms can just come to the side. If you need any more layers, feel free to add those. Starting to let the body settle and start to let go of effort. Beginning to soften the soles of the feet. Relaxing the ankles, the knees, the hips. Softening the belly and the lower back. Softening the palms of the hands. Relaxing the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders. Softening the upper back and the chest. Relaxing the throat, the back of the neck. Softening the jaw, the tongue. Relaxing the cheeks, the eyes, and the forehead. Just letting go of all effort. Whole body heavy and sinking. And just be here for a few minutes. You'll hear my voice in about 2 to 3 minutes. And then gently beginning to draw awareness back to the nostrils and becoming aware of the breath. Getting to invite the breath to start to gently and slowly lengthen and deepen. Each breath is bringing a little bit more awareness back to the body, a little bit more energy. And then you can begin to invite just some movement, a little movement in the fingers and the toes, maybe a gentle movement of the head from side to side. Any other just little movements as you come more and more back into the body. And feeling free to reach the arms up overhead just to get one last final stretch. Stretching from fingers to toes. And then whenever you're ready, we'll bend the knees, place the soles of the feet on the mat, and come onto one side of the body. Let's take a moment there to pause. Good, and then we'll slowly come back up, finding a comfortable seated position for you. We're going to be here a little bit. We're going to do some pranayama and a little meditation. So even if it feels more comfortable in a chair, you can feel free to sit in a chair, just making sure that your feet can be on the floor and have a nice tall spine. Good. So once you find that seated position, we're going to first do 3-part breath. So we're going to use our hands and we're going to place them underneath the lower ribs. And we're going to breathe in and out through the nose. So on the inhale, we'll inhale into those hands and feeling the belly and the lower back expand. Exhale, feeling them relax back. Feel free to close the eyes or soften the gaze and just focusing on the sensations of the breath here, where your hands are at below those lower ribs. Each breath, a new breath, to just be aware and notice sensations in the body. Good, one more breath here. Good. And then we're going to move our hands up to mid-rib area. And same thing. And if it's not comfortable to have like thumb behind you, you can always just bring the flat palms to the ribs. Breathing in and out of the nose here. Feeling the mid-ribs expand out and then contract back. Each breath, a new breath. Drawing attention back to the breath and the sensations where the hands are at. Go to the bottom this next exhale. We'll go ahead and move the hands up to upper chest, upper back. So Either you can have your hands kind of resting on the collarbones, or you can bend the elbows and let the hands rest kind of on the upper back. And let's breathe into the upper chest, upper back. In and out through the nose. Just noticing sensations with this breath. Good, one more. Then we'll go ahead and release the hands down just to the lap, around to the thighs. Let's pause here. Just close the eyes, let the breath start to settle back, finding its natural rhythm. And just noticing sensations here. Good. Then we're going to move into some alternate nostril breathing. So we're going to take the right hand, and the peace fingers are going to come down towards the base of the thumb, so that your thumb and your ring finger are available. The thumb is going to go on, it's going to plug the right nostril, and that ring finger will plug that left nostril. Okay, so let's just take a normal breath in, let it out. Then we'll gently plug the right nostril with the thumb. Let's inhale through the left. At the top, we're going to switch and exhale down through the right nostril. Inhale right. Switch to the top and exhale down through the left. Inhale left. Switch at the top and exhale right. Inhale right. Switch and exhale left. Inhale left. Switch at the top, exhale right. Inhale right. Switch and exhale left. Inhale left. Switch, exhale right. Inhale right. Switch, exhale left. We'll do one more round, inhaling left. Switch, exhale right. Inhale right. Switch, exhale left. Good. And we'll let the hands come down into the lap or on the thighs again, closing the eyes. And just let that breath settle back to its natural rhythm. And just noticing sensations here in the body and the mind. Becoming aware of the breath. It comes in and as it leaves. And we're just going to keep the breath kind of the same rhythm. No need to like rush it or make it any bigger than it is. We're just going to add on the exhale a humming, a an sound. So no need to take a bigger inhale. It doesn't matter. We're just going to add this to the breath as it is. So we'll just let the breath come in, inhaling through the nose. And the exhale, Mm. We'll keep going. Just tucking the chin slightly. Mm. Mm. Just with your breath rate. Mm. Really focusing on the vibration. Mm. 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 And we'll start to let go of the humming. Continue to be aware of the breath. And as you're just noticing the exhale, we're going to be here for just a little bit, focusing on the breath and repeating in your mind either your sankalpa or I deserve love and kindness. Repeating that with the breath, finding your own rhythm. You might repeat part of it on the inhale, part of it on the exhale, or you might repeat all of it on the exhale. Anytime while we're here that you notice the mind wanders, it's all good. Starting to detach, let go of that thought, drawing awareness back to the nostrils, to the breath, and to your mantra. And you're aware the mind has wandered, letting go of that thought, moving back to the breath, and back to repeating your mantra in your mind. Let's start to gently let go of the words. Go ahead and take a nice conscious breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. Good. Let's gently bring the palms together at the heart. Take a moment to just connect to one thing you are grateful for in this moment. One thing you are grateful for in your life for this morning. And then we'll come to Om Shanti. So we'll take a breath in. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May there be peace within, may there be peace around us, and may there be peace in the universe. The spirit in me bows to the spirit in you. Namaste.